Good morning, guys. It's time for little social studies. For these next couple of weeks for social studies, we're going to be focusing on a holiday known as Earth Day. Earth Day. Now, today, when I'm making this video, it is April 21st. Let me make sure that's right. Yes, Tuesday, April 21st. Earth Day is celebrated on April 22nd. So, when does that mean Earth Day is? If you're watching this video on Tuesday, when is Earth Day? Wednesday. You got it. Today is the 21st. Tomorrow is the 22nd, and we celebrate Earth Day on April 22nd. Ironically, this year, Earth Day is celebrating its 50th year. So it's been around for 50 years. That's older than Mrs. Froman, huh? It's pretty old. It's pretty old. And there's a reason now we have Earth Day. Well, first of all, let's cover the basics. What is Earth? Yes, it's the planet that we live on. It's the whole planet. It's not just Nebraska, not just the United States, not just North America. It is all those continents and all those oceans. It's every one of us from across the world. We live on Earth, and it's a day that we celebrate and we think about ways that we can help our Earth. Because are we getting any bigger? Nope. Earth cannot grow. Can't do it. Can't happen. So we need to take care of what we have. We can't just throw it away and go to Walmart and buy another Earth. That would be awesome, though. Can you imagine if you could just buy a planet at Walmart? That would be so cool. So cool. But alas, it's not possible. It's not possible. So we need to do what we can to take care of the Earth that we have. So on Earth Day, April 22nd, we try to think of ways that we can for sure do something to help our Earth. One of the main thing you're going to learn today are the 3R's. The 3R's. I know in math I'm all about the triple S. This is the triple R. The triple R is very distinguished. And it is a way that we can help our Earth. It is reduce, reuse, and recycle. All three of those words start with the R. And all three of those ideas can really help our Earth if we reduce, reuse, and recycle. All right, we're going to talk about what each one of those means now. Ooh, hang on. Reduce. That's a big word. As you get further in math, you will totally know what that word means. Now you're going to learn it now, though, in first grade. So when you get to third grade and you start reducing things, or fourth grade, you'll totally know what it means. Reduce means to get smaller. If I reduce the size of my cookie, it got smaller. It got smaller. It went from being a big cookie to a smaller cookie. I reduced it. So when we reduce, we do things smaller. We use smaller amounts. So things that we can reduce the use of. Big one. Ooh, I just thought of one. I want you to think, though. Okay, we want to reduce how many of something we use. There's something that we use a lot of when we're thirsty. They were on our desks a lot when we would get thirsty, and most of us did pretty good on this one, actually. What did we have a lot of kiddos have on their desks? When they got thirsty, they would reach for their water bottle. You got it. And most of our kiddos brought what we call a reusable water bottle. And the reason that they bring that is because if you buy water at the store, every single time you buy a bottle of water or a bottle of pop at the store, he comes in one of these guys, correct? That's a terrible bottle. He comes in a bottle. Water. Okay. What do you do with that bottle when you're done with it? Yep, it goes here in the trash. When it goes in the trash, guess where it goes? It goes to something called a landfill. Common term is a dump, but we like to sound smart in first grade, so it goes to a landfill. A landfill, and I'm going to show you a picture, and you tell me if it's a good idea that every time we get thirsty, we take a bottle of water, if that's a good idea. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture here. That is a landfill. Can you see what I'm seeing? What do you see? Oh, yeah, a lot of trash. A lot of trash. And I would like to say that this is like one of the biggest dumps. Nope, this is a baby landfill. This wouldn't even be probably the size of O'Neill's landfill. And we have landfills all over the world. All over the world. So when we have that now, looking at all that, okay, if we run out of room to put all that, guess where it's coming? Yep, to your house. Well, and to my house. It's going to take us over. So if we can keep as much as we can out of here, out of that trash can, the better off we are. So that's why it's awesome when you use those reusable water bottles that you can take home and then mom and dad can wash them. You can fill them back up with water and boom, you always have a drink of water when you're thirsty. Those are excellent. That's a way to reduce the amount of trash that we have. Absolutely, absolutely. Good job, guys. All right, so we had reduce, reuse, reuse. Okay, so that one is reuse means to use it again. We're going to have to use it again. Okay, well, now you could do, if you had that bottle of water, you could use that bottle multiple times, but eventually he is going to kind of get crushed and broken and fine line, but we could reuse it a little bit. What else could we reuse? Ooh, I got a good one. I don't know. Okay, some of your parents might do this. Mrs. Froman is trying to get better. She tends to forget them and then she feels so bad. But when you go to the grocery store, what do we put all of our stuff in? Yep, we put it in a bag. Have you ever noticed when you go to Walmart or the grocery store or Superfoods or Rodeo Market, what kind of bag do they usually put your groceries in? Plastic. You got it. The same thing as that water bottle is made out of. Guess where those end up? Yeah, sometimes we might reuse them as a trash bag. I do that. I use those as little trash bags, but eventually, where are they going to end up? Yeah, we might reuse them a little bit to be able to help with it, but eventually they're going to end up in that trash can. But now they have bags that are made out of cloth. And you can just take them to the grocery store every single time you go to the grocery store, and they put your groceries inside those. So then that way, they never end up here. You can throw them in the washer, and you can wash them so that they're nice and clean every time that you need a bag to carry groceries. Like I said, Mrs. Froman has some, and she tries to do really well because all you have to do is remember to take them to the grocery store with you when you go. But sometimes I forget. And like I said, then I feel really, really bad. Because I'm like, oh, you have your own bags. You don't need to get more that you can throw in the trash. So that would be to reuse. You can buy bags that you can reuse. So every time we do not have to have plastic bags. We can just reuse our cloth bags. So excellent. All right. So we now reduce, reuse, recycle. That's a big word. Recycle means turn it into something else. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. It is actually, if you, mom and dad are okay with it, usually if we were in class, what I would do is I have a video on how we recycle pop cans. How we recycle pop cans, because pop cans are made out of something called aluminum, and it is highly, highly used. And it's totally reusable when you recycle it. What they do is they melt it down. After you're done with it, you drink your pop, and you put it in a recycling bin rather than the trash. And then it goes to a recycling center, and they melt it down. Oh, it gets hot. Ooh, it gets glowing red hot. And they melt it to liquid. It's so hot it turns from a solid to a liquid. Ooh, it's hot. You do not want to touch that. But then they pour it into little frames that turn into brand new cans. And they can just keep reusing them. So if you recycle, then you get to reuse, which has that other one. The way that you kind of know, and I want you to this week, I want you to look for these things. All right. You will be able to find, let me see how good of a drawer I am on short notice. Yeah. You will find this symbol on different items. On different items, you can find that symbol. It is 3 arrows, and they just keep going around. You might see a number in the middle of it. That kind of helps the people at the recycling center to know what it is they're dealing with. But you will find this mark on a lot of things, And it basically stands for the 3 R's. I know! You can reduce, reuse, and recycle. There we go. And it just keeps going around and around and around. That's the cool part about this reduce, reuse, and recycle. Let me throw my phone over to the side. I tell you, everybody's laughing at us. I tell you, it's nothing funny about recycling. But it just keeps going in a circle. Otherwise, if I were to have... Let me get rid of our 3 R's. Let's see here. I have a plastic bottle of my pop. Boy, I didn't get any better with that. I had a plastic bottle. And he went from my plastic bottle up to me. And then I sent it. Wow, what is that? Mrs. Froman has got terrible arrows. I tell you, I sent it to the trash. It never connects. Then it never has a chance to be anything else. It goes from being a bottle of water to me, to the trash. That's it. Then it ends up in this place. Yeah. But if I recycle it, ooh, okay. Ooh, it goes from being a bottle of water to me. I drink it. Then I send it to a recycling plant. Oh, they make a big factory with some smoke coming up there. Oh, lots of windows. A recycling plant. I recycle it. And then he melts it down. And yes, it's even for plastic, not just pop cans. They recycle plastic, glass, paper, aluminum. They can recycle all sorts of stuff. And as soon as I do that, they turn it back into a bottle of water. And that's why we have our 3 R's. So that we can start it out as a bottle of water. Goes to me. I drink it. But instead of throwing it in the trash can where it just stops, I send it to the recycling center. They melt it down and turn it into another water bottle. So then that it can just keep going around and around and around and around. And it never ends up in the landfill. It never has to end up in the landfill. It can always be reused if we just recycle. So, looking around your house this week, there are some of our challenges that we have on there. I want you to look for that symbol. I want you to see if you can find that symbol on things. I'm trying to look here close to my house-wise, and I might... yep, there it is. Awesome. Whew. All right. Oh, that's dirty. Goodness gracious. Oh, well, it's my lotion. It finds its way by everywhere. Let me see if I can get really, really close. Will it figure it out? Oh, let me see. Go a little back. He's right there. I don't know if you can see it. I wish he was a little bigger. Because if I go really close, there we go. Ooh, that's a little closer. There he is. That's a symbol that I can find on different items around my house. That tells me that I can recycle this. This is made out of plastic. So it would be great to be able to recycle. So if you look around your house, you'll be able to find that symbol so that way you know, hey, this doesn't have to go to the landfill. This could go to a recycling center and they can turn it back into another tube of lotion. So yes, this week, one of your challenges is to look around your house and take a picture of that symbol, those little arrows that keep going around and around and around. So that way, it never stops, okay? So you do have an assignment. One of the assignments is to read the book about the 3 R's. It's a little mini book, and you can cut it apart, and you can put it all together. If you don't have a staple, that is just fine. You can paper clip it. You can just stack them together. Just fine, just fine. And then the other one is where you cut out items and you decide, can you recycle them or not recycle them? Where could they, or what they fall under? And if we can remember correctly, let's talk again really fast. What items do we know for sure can be recycled? I only mentioned this once, so I'm going to tell it to you again because I was talking a little fast. You can recycle aluminum, which is like cans, bottles, plastic, or glass. So like if you have a pickle jar, totally can recycle that. Paper, any paper can be recycled. Why do you suppose we'd want to recycle paper? That was a good question. Why do you suppose we need to recycle paper? Well, for one reason, to keep it out of here. For the other reason, because paper is made out of wood. Wood, I know that's crazy. We mentioned it one time in our classroom, but I don't know that everybody was there that day. So yes, paper is made out of wood. And what is wood? Wood is, where does wood come from? Trees. You got it. Trees take years and years, as Mr. Dane looked up and figured out. An apple tree takes years to be able to even get us apples. We don't want to cut down all of our trees to use paper because it takes years to replace them. So if we can recycle our paper, we are in good shape, much better shape than the others. So yes, you can do glass, plastic, paper. It can do aluminum. It can do a lot of things that you can recycle. Okay, guys? So tomorrow, if you get around to it, I want you to be able to yell, Happy Earth Day! Just to celebrate a little bit. One of the challenges, if mom and dad say it's okay, is to walk around, and you can also help our earth by picking up trash, looking around and seeing if there's something that we can do to make O'Neill even more beautiful than it is. All right, guys. Social studies video is done for this week. But keep watching and keep looking for that triangle, that reduce, reuse, and recycle triangle. I look forward to seeing those pictures, guys, of those items. Otherwise, have a great afternoon. I see you later.